Sam doesn't have a hope in this case. She's fighting a system that doesn't recognise her right to justice, and she has not got a hope of winning in the Kingston Crown Court. If her case is taken as far as the Metro Police want, she will be sent to prison. And this could be the end of the English legal system itself, because this will spark international outrage. This is the most ridiculous thing that's ever turned up in a courtroom. But the fact that it's in the courtroom itself shows that this is a fucking mock trial. This is just a mock trial, because anyone in their right mind would have thrown this case out. It makes no sense. It's a complete waste of everybody's time. We're really arguing over a couple £100 worth of fine. But the Metropolitan Police are on a mission to prove that this little brown girl has done something really, really offensive. And it is bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. So here's what happened. Sam Kerr and her female partner, Christy Muse, had a few drinks in Clapham. They called a black cab and they tried to go home. How dare they? If you've ever been in a black cab, you realise they have no seatbelts and you just slide around hoping, praying that you get to your destination. And if you're a little bit drunk, a little bit tipsy, it's really not that uncommon for people to vomit in the back of taxis. It's not ideal. It happened. Get over it. It happens every Saturday night. But this cab driver has just taken this to the next level. And he's obviously got no idea who these people are. And he's just seen a gay couple, which is probably offensive to him. Just thinking out loud here, probably offensive to him. He's decided they're not going to pay or something like that. And then he's just locked the doors and gone apeshit. He has just yelled at them and driven around, and he's taken them from Clapham South to Twickenham. This is a 45-minute trip from South London to West London. It's not exactly the closest police station, and we'll get to that a little bit later. So we've got two girls in the back of a taxi with an angry man. It's interesting in the media, like nothing has come out about who this taxi driver is or anything, but they were trapped, and that is a fact, and that is what they were saying, and this is why they're so upset when this incident has occurred. Now, to show the state of panic they were in, Christy Muse has called 911. Like, she is an American, we can forgive her for that, but the emergency number in the UK is 999. The international number for emergencies is 112. She's called 911. Nothing has happened. Apparently the call didn't go through. Things didn't register. Nobody knows realistically what has actually happened in this taxi besides the girl's account. And nobody is actually coming out to say anything different has happened other than the girl's account. But this is where it all breaks down, because no one in the entire media landscape is actually framing this through the right lens. They're framing it through this British legal lens, which is purely focused on how she's abused this police officer. Now, what the two women have felt. So they're both women. Sam's mixed heritage and they're a non-heterosexual couple. It's probably the worst combination of factors to expect to receive justice in the UK legal system, a system set up for white cisgendered men. And guess what? The men got together and predetermined the outcome. So the police officer neither listens or acknowledges their state. So the cabbie has already got there. He's told the policeman and he's already decided that they're guilty. He then takes them inside. The girls are obviously cooperating in the sense that they are sitting in the police station. But Sam is fuming. She's furious because they have literally been abducted and had to break out of the taxi. And now they are being told that they've done damage to the taxi. It is wild. And they're so preoccupied with this £100 or whatever she owes. She's pulling out her phone going, guys, like, I'm good for it. Can we talk about the real issue here? Jesus Christ. This guy has, like, we've been fearing for our life for this entire time. And instead, the police just oppress her into a corner and just expect that she's about to roll over. But she's Sam fucking Kerr. She's not about to roll over. And she loses it and she says, you're stupid and you're white. I don't know about you, but my 4-year-old probably says worse things to me. This isn't the most offensive thing that's ever been said in the history of the universe. In fact, calling someone white, especially in this context, means you are part of a system that is oppressing me. That is exactly what she meant by calling him white. He is white. If you've ever filled out a form in the UK, it asks you what your origin is, and it literally says white, black. other. I used to have to fill it in and write, it says like white, black, Asian, other. And I was always like Asian, other. This is who I was. This is how I was always represented. Don't kid yourselves. England, you call people white and black and whatnot. So calling someone white is not offensive in the UK. I'm sorry. It's literally on your government mandated forms. Anyway, we've all seen the video. We've all seen what happened. The discourse has to be viewed through the lens of pluralism. And pluralism is understanding that two states or principles can be right at the same time. And that's what's been completely misunderstood. This is not a binary situation where she said this and therefore that. That's a ridiculous way to view this. Most people have never had to confront this type of systemic challenge that minorities face. Most people are blissfully ignorant in their worldview and don't have to think about it. Most people don't like to think about it, and most people would rather dismiss this and scroll straight past it than actually get involved in the depth of discussion that you need to understand this. And that includes the British police, who are completely tone deaf. They are so tone deaf to this that they've taken Sam Kerr to court, and they are going to have egg on their face. Now, they will win in the Kingston Crown Court, but even if they do, God, I hope Sam takes them all the way and exposes systemic flaws in the UK legal system, because this is not a situation that's set up for her. So she's called him stupid. She's called him white. That's it. She was being treated unfairly by a stupid white man. It is actually a fact. Now, facts are facts though, and based on black letter law, she vomited in the taxi, she broke the taxi window, and she said those words. So if you're a brown woman with a female partner and you go bang, 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 I'm sorry, you are going to be found guilty. You're going to be found guilty in a court that operates within this like amber hierarchical structure where everything is just black and white, except for what matters, ironically enough. The fun actually starts after the trial, because Sam will eventually win, because this makes no sense. It's so wild. This should be playing out 100 years ago. This is the sort of thing that should be playing out 100 years ago. And the fact that it's happening in 2025 just shows how backward the UK actually is. This poor girl has had to go through all of this because she's brown, because she's a lesbian, and most of all, because she's a woman. How dare she question the authority of a white male police officer? Not in our country. You don't do that. But here's the thing. Here's the real question. When they were in Clapham South, when this incident happened, why has the taxi driver taken them all the way to Twickenham police station? It's a 45-minute trip to that police station, and I guarantee you he went there because he knew that he'd be okay if he got them to Twickenham, because look where we are today.